John Brown University is a Christian institution, and recently their student newspaper tackled the demonic issue of yoga.
No, thanks, God.
So their newspaper is threefold advocate. And look, it's a student newspaper. We shouldn't take anything too seriously, but it's just hilarious because I think it's symbolic of what most religious people think, or some religious people think. I should be fair. Fundamentalists think about yoga. Now, the writer says the following. I understand that yoga has become an accepted part of the American culture. The National Institute of Health promotes it vigorously, and much of the church has accepted it as harmless. I have to disagree.
Oh, thank God somebody had the courage to disagree. Okay, first of all, I'm anti-yoga because you're not going to catch me in a downward dog.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going to happen in America, but not because it's demonic.
So she continues. She says, as I have been thinking of all the arguments and reasons why yoga is not as beneficial as we've all been led to believe, it all keeps coming back to the fact that yoga has its roots in the worship of demonic Hindu gods.
Okay, so now look, if you're a Christian, you don't believe in the Hindu gods. I think that's fair, right? She's just taking it an extra level and calling them demonic.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's, like if Beelzebub thought this through and said, you know what I'll do? I'll plant some demon gods down in India, okay? And they'll filter out and then we'll do downward dog and then people think, oh, that's nice, yoga, and then, we hit it with the Hindu demon gods. Okay, but I won't mention any of that in the Bible. In fact, I'll only talk about like 3% of the earth and the population therein. I'll leave the other 97% alone so that when I hit him with the Hindu demon gods, they'll be totally taken by surprise.
The only time we talk in yoga class is when the instructor tells us to put our hands to heart center and set an intention for that day and let all the stress go. Like, oh, how freaking demonic is that?
Yeah, the work of Beelzebub.
So I want to talk about this in a broader context because I know some of you are thinking, who gives a shit what some college student has to say about yoga? Well, this is symbolic because a lot of fundamentalists think that. In fact, just last year, the National Center for Law and Policy sued a school district, the Ensenada School District, because they were doing yoga for physical education in some of their schools.
They had it coming.
But like, why do you have anything against that? It's not a religious practice in this context. They're doing it for physical activity.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
Yeah, until all of a sudden we're living under Sharia law. Now, the one thing I do like about it is at least they're being honest, right? Honest in the sense that, look, the religions are against one another. If you believe in Christianity, by definition, you think Hinduism is wrong. Now, and since religions believe in a world of good and evil, they think, well, if we're the good, they must be the evil, right? So this person's at least being a little bit more straightforward about it. Mm-hmm. Whereas others like to cover it up, like, oh, yeah, but no, either Jesus is your Lord and Savior, or Vishnu is. And so she's been straight up about it and be like, look, man, we're the good guys, and those dudes over there are evil. And by the way, I believe me that a lot of Hindus probably think likewise of the other religions. The Hindus and the Muslims have tremendous problems in India. Mm-hmm. So, and by the way, the concept of the untouchables in Hinduism is despicable, okay? So, look, once you enter the realm of religion, nothing makes sense anymore because it's not built on sense. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so, at least she's saying what a lot of people are thinking.
I guess.
I mean, look, I don't think regular everyday Christians are like, oh my God, the demonic Hindu gods that entered me while I was doing yoga. Okay? No, great majority of Christians in America are reasonable Americans,
right.
You know, but fundamentalists certainly believe a lot of this stuff.